Hey Tugboats, it's Shiipty and welcome back to my channel for another episode of the Creator Diaries. If this is your first episode of Creator Diaries, hi, my name is Alyssa, also known as Shiipty. I create Sims 4 content over here, and the Creator Diaries is essentially my tutorial series that I'm doing on my channel where I basically explain to you all my process of doing things, whether that's editing videos, editing thumbnails, machinima making as of today, and other tutorials as well. So before we jump into the tutorial and everything, I do have some things that I would like to mention. The first thing is a disclaimer, and that is that machinima making is very time consuming. I'm not the only one who says this, a lot of people do. And so when you are starting to make this machinima, don't go in thinking that you're just going to get it done like super fast and get frustrated with yourself when you don't. Just take your time, pace yourself. Sometimes when I'm making machinimas, it can take me days to get them done. But today I'm going to be showing you guys a short formation video, which I'm going to use on TikTok later. So I'll show you guys how to do the editing process, what I suggest, the optional options, and also my favorite animators. So the things that you need are obviously the Sims. You're going to need a recording software, which I talked about. Mine personally that I use in my settings. In another Creator Diaries, I use OBS. So I'll have that video pinned at the top and also linked down below for you guys to check out. And then you're also going to need a editing software. Next, we have optional choices. That is the pose player, the teleporter mod, animations, music providers, photo editing software for the thumbnail, dafont.com for other font options, and the notepad resource to basically keep up with your notes and your skits and your poses and things like that. So you could use your phone, you could use a physical notepad, you could use the notepad on your computer, whatever you're comfortable with. All right, so we're here in game, and usually before I even get started, I plan a skit. So the skit that I plan today is actually going to be using these two Sims. They are not boyfriend and girlfriend, they are in a situationship, and he is basically going to be love bombing this Sim today. He's going to be giving her a gift and trying to get back in her good grace, and so that is what I'm going to be portraying in the little TikTok today. So we have Mateo Chavez, and then we also have Brianna Grimm, and they're going to be the Sims that we're using today. We're also in Winbrook, and we're here at the park, and I just thought that this would be a really pretty area to film in today, and also just it gives me fall energy, and that's what I want right now. I also need to put it out there that my game is moving fine, but my recording software has a little bit of a lag to it. So if you guys see that today, I'm so sorry. I probably need to restart my computer or something, but I just want to record this video and get this up for you guys. So now that we are in here, there's going to be some things that I'm going to talk about real quick, and that is just things that can help you out and make it a little bit more visually appealing. So they have these headlines above their heads right now, and what I like to do is I like to turn those off. So if I hold shift on my keyboard and I click the Sim, I can actually go to more choices, and I can go to the storytelling toolkit, and within this I can hit the miscellaneous, and I can turn off the headline effects. So I'm going to do it this way. But let's say you didn't have this mod, which I'm going to put it down in the description so you guys can download. But if you didn't have this mod, you know, there would usually be some headlines above, and you want to get those turned off. So what you're going to do if you don't have the mod is hold Control Shift C. So what you're going to type is headline effects off, and that's going to turn them off. And if you want them back on, all you have to do is replace off with on, and they'll come back on. So let's go ahead and turn those back off. And now we have our Sims just standing here. We don't have any bubbles above their head or plumb bobs or groups or anything like that. So now we are going to be good to go ahead and start recording. But before we do that, there is one more thing that I want to mention, and that is having Reshade or Gshade. It is optional, but it does make a visual difference. So the colors are way different in my game now. This is without Gshade, and this is with Gshade. So if you can also use Reshade. I don't know if I stressed that enough, but you can use whichever one. It does not matter. But what we can do now is we can use the blur effect within the program, and it kind of gives this more cinematic view where if I was like, let's focus in on Mateo. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to get close to him, and you guys see how much better that looks? It just looks more visually appealing to the eye. I almost forgot, but another thing I want to mention is going up to your options menu, going to game options, and going to gameplay and turning off the autonomy, and also disable for autonomy for selected sims, and apply those changes, because nothing is more frustrating than when you're trying to record a cutscene and then your sim is like, you know what, I want spaghetti right now, and they whip out spaghetti out of their pocket and you just recorded the most romantic scene ever, and you don't want that. So turning off autonomy will definitely help when you are recording. So now that we have all that out the way, let's go ahead and get into making some cinematics. So now that my game is moving and in motion, I just like to take in the setting and the surrounding. Look at everything around and figure out where you want your cutscenes to be, or your scenes that you use basically in between the romantic shot that I'm going to be using today. So I already see here that I want to use this tree and this sign option. So what I'm going to do is let's not cue them up yet. I'll just do a shot like this. So I'm going to hit tab on my keyboard and I'm going to zoom into the area that I want to use. And again, I said I want to use this spot right here. So I'm just going to position probably, I'm trying to think what would be, I think right here. I like that. You see like what I'm talking about? You have to be super creative and figure out what would be appealing and aesthetic, I guess is what a lot of people are saying now. What's going to be visually aesthetic and look appealing to you and also your viewers. So now what I do is I hold my button to turn on my blur, and now the blur is on. So I'm going to go ahead and record this shot. When you're recording your shots, try to aim for 6 to 10 minutes, because I feel like in personal experience that has worked best for me. So we're going to go ahead and record this shot. But I have my first shot, and the next thing that I want to do is I want to focus in on my sims. So what I'm going to have them do is actually link up, and I'm going to click my sim here and I'm going to queue up an animation. I'm going to be using these passionate gifts animation here. So I'm going to have him give her this heart necklace. And before I go and record, I like to watch the animation play out and see what it's going to look like. That way I know where I'm going to go for my camera angles and everything. Because see, I thought they were going to turn this way, but now they turn this way. So it's always good to preview your animations. So now that I've previewed my animation, I know exactly where I want to go to get my pinpoints and everything. So I'm also going to cheat their needs here because I don't want them looking uncomfortable or anything like that. So we'll cheat those off, and I'm going to go ahead and start recording. So now that we have finished taking our animation shot, I thought to myself, I want to add some more pre-shots to this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click the sim again, and I'm going to queue up another romantic interest. So I'm going to go back to romance, and this time I'm going to use the kiss and grind mod, and I'm going to use the intimate kiss. And you guys are going to see what I do here in a second, but I'm just gonna, I like the way this tree looks here, so we'll use that one. And I'm just gonna zoom back in again. I think maybe here would be good. And let's go ahead and turn blur on. And as you guys can see, it's almost like kind of like a peekaboo shot, I guess is what you call it. I don't know what to call it. But we're just using other layers to focus in on the sims. Let me just play around with it a little bit and see what I like. I think I might use the light post actually. Another one I thought would be really cute is this little pan shot here. So I'm going to have it pan like this. And I know you guys are already curious about how I did that. So you hold control and numbers 5 through 9. You only pick one, but those are the ones available to you. So I'm going to pinpoint this one as control 5. And then this other one right here is going to be control 6. So control 6. And now you have this pan motion that you can use here. And something that I learned recently is if you hold down the number, it'll pan slower. This is something new to me because I had no idea. So now we're going to record this scene as well. Now that might not be something that I use. It might just be something that I took a shot of and then I just plan to not use it, and that's okay. That happens a lot more than you think. I just record a lot of footage and then I don't even end up using all of it. But now that we have our shots and everything, I'm actually going to go ahead and show you guys how I do the poses and teleportation and everything like that. Okay, so now we're in build by, and that is because I want to show you guys the teleporter mod. So this little statue right here is called the Sim Teleporter Destination. We have these little statues. It looks just like the regular statue that comes in the game, but it's silver. And now that I've placed two, I'm just going to show you guys how I would do this. Do I have one here? Okay, let me just add one more to this bench here. Now I don't have my animations in my game, I just realized, but I do think that I have a few in here that I can show you all. So let's teleport him here first though, so I can show you this real quick that I found out. So if I take Mateo and I teleport him here, I'd click on this statue and I'd click teleport a sim here, and we're gonna click Mateo and he instantly will pop up right here. But say he was just standing here already and I didn't have the statue here. If we click on Mateo again and we go to MC Command Center and we go to Sim Commands and we go to Teleport Commands and teleport lot sim to this sim, we can go here, click Brianna, and then she'll teleport instantly right in between him like the statue would normally do. Isn't this such a cool little hack? I love this. And you can use this to set up their poses and everything like that. I also noticed in the comments I was asked, how do I remember which poses I want to use and everything? Honestly, guys, it's just, I do a lot of prepping. This is why Machinimas take a long time, is because I have to sit there and I'll go through and I'll note which poses I want to use, or if I know them off the top of my head, I'll use them. But most of the time I have to go through every single animation that I have and see what they have in that pack and use that. So it is a lot of work and very time consuming, but I'm going to show you this really quickly. So we're going to click my sim, and normally what I would do is I would go to pose by pack, but as of lately I've actually been clicking my sim, and I have Wicked Whims in my game right now because I use animations for it. But if you have Wonderful Whims, you can do this as well. You click the animation and you're going to go to pose here. And then once you click that, we can click a pose. So let's say I just want to show you like just a pose. We're not going to do anything crazy right now. No animations, just a pose. So you're going to click Happy New Year, and we're going to use the couple one. And I think there's just this one right here. So I'm going to click this. And she hasn't posed yet, but you guys will see her in a second. And then I'm going to click Mateo, and I'm going to go to Wicked as well and click pose, and it automatically opens up the pose pack that I used for my other sim. So isn't that cool? We can just use it like this, and we can go ahead and hit the male version. And now when we hit play, they're going to go ahead and they're going to go into pose formation. Now she is a lot shorter because I have height preset sliders and things like that. So what you guys can do if you run into this issue is go back, click Mateo, and now we can go to actions and we can go to enable positioning. This saves my life so much, guys, you have no idea. So let me go ahead and pause my game, and now I can move Mateo freely and I can pose him where I want him to be. So that way they're kind of linked up here. So look, guys, isn't that cute? And then when you're done with it, you just go ahead and click it and you go to actions and you'll disable the pose positioning. Now look at that. We had an issue at first, but with just a little bit of sliding, we didn't even have to re-teleport them or disturb the pose. All we had to do was turn that on and move them over a little bit. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you guys another animation because I found one. I thought I moved them all into my game, but I'm going to use Mateo to teleport here. Now the thing is that when you are using this pose player, you actually have to go back to Wicked and you have to click stop, because as you guys could see when I clicked it, I wasn't able to do anything with it. So stop, and then they'll appear again. And now I can go ahead and teleport Mateo here, and then I'm gonna put Brianna back here. Brianna, oh sorry, I'm not used to them yet. So now that they're here, I'm gonna go into the same thing I just used. I'm gonna use Wicked, I'm gonna go to pose, and you see it still opens up this pose player. But when you go back and you actually select the one that you want to use, see, I already forgot where it was, but I have to just look for it and see if I can find it. All right, I found the set. So now I'm gonna have him sitting on the couch and he's gonna do a turnaround motion. So we'll sit him here. And then for Brianna, let's see if we can find something within this pose pack so I don't have to select anything else. We'll do this one where she's gonna be normally greeting and just saying hi. So they're gonna go ahead and pose into the poses that I just gave them. And she's gonna say, hey, and he's like, oh my gosh, hey, I didn't know you were already here. And this man's probably gonna sit, oh my gosh. Oh, you need to go, sir. But yeah, you guys get the point. I can have them sit here and do this whole thing. And if I don't like where she's standing, I can also go in here and again, use the enabling positioning and I can slide her. I can bring her closer. I can actually even make her taller if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put her back to her height. I'm going to bring her over again, bring her forward and turn her some more. And now they're like almost synced up into the exact same positioning. So we can go ahead and disable that again. And yeah, this is just a way for you guys to use that. But you guys see, isn't that so cute? She's like, hey, Mateo. Oh, hey. So cute. And then let's also see them do this. So let's say we stop doing this and stop posing here as well. And say I want them over here, but I don't want to do any of that stuff I just did. I can actually hold shift on my keyboard, click the floor, and now I can teleport Mateo here. And then if I want Brianna to come here now again, I go back into the MC Command Center, command, oops, wrong one, teleport Latsim, teleport Brienne. And then I can go back in here, go back to Wicked, pose, and now we can use the hugging animation. So we'll just do that. Go back to Wicked, pose, and same thing. And now they're going to interact this pose here. It's so cute. But yeah, guys, that's how you do all the recording in game. Now I'm going to meet you guys over in my editing software and I'm going to show you guys how I edit the videos. Alrighty, so we are here in my editing software. I've already gone ahead and sorted through my clips and added in the Machinima ones that we're going to be using and also the music of choice. So I'll probably turn this into the lyrical version at the end of this video when I show you all the final film. So as you all can see here, we start off with this very beautiful cinematic moment. And again, I recorded for 10 seconds, but you know, I might shorten it up to, I think maybe 6 would be good. So I would go down here, put it on like 6 seconds, and you can always just play it through and see how that looks to you. It might even be a little too long. So go ahead and shorten that back down and start again and just review what it is that you're working with. So we have this, then we have him grabbing her hands and he's like, hey babe, look. And if you're wondering how this looks so effective, it's because I kept hitting stop recording, record, pause, and all that stuff. It's just something that I do that way I don't have to edit as much when I come in here, and it's just saved me so much time doing it this way. So basically what I mean is I toggle a recording button on my OBS, which I've already explained that in the other OBS video. But once I have that toggle button, I'll hit that toggle button and also my resume game within the Sims at the same time. So that way it's just synced up. And then when I'm done, I hit my stop recording and my pause at the same time. And that way it syncs up and it's effortless like this. That way you don't have to put in as much work when you're going in to editing your clips and everything. So that's why it looks so seamless and it looks like we're just like transitioning and going back and forth and everything's synced up together. So I recommend you guys do that. You can also just cut them and paste them, but this has been the most effective way for me because now look, I don't even have to edit anything when I come in here. But I will probably get rid of this scene because I don't really like this one. So I think the ones that we had will definitely work for the purpose of this video. So let's take that off. And then also another thing that I like to do sometimes is with this program, I could go in and I can add like effects and things like that. So maybe I want, I don't know, like a filter or something. This program has a ton of options. So I can come down here and I can click this movie one, but this would be an option if you didn't have, let's say Reshade or something like that. You could do this and it's really cool. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do actually, since I decided to go for a more simple type of machinima, is I'm going to click this last tab here and I'm going to go to video. And when I do that, I can scroll all the way to the end, go to animation, and I'm going to have it fade out. So I'll just move this down to the end here. And then I also want to add a fade into this video here. And let's go ahead and add the music, play it back, and see how everything looks.
Last call, last order. Don't know why I waited for you to come over. I saw you last Monday.
Okay guys, so change of plans. What I'm gonna do now is make this almost look like a flashback. With the dark colors and everything, I thought it would be 100% possible for us to do that. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm going to add in some text, and in the song it mentions last Monday. So I'm thinking that what I'm gonna do is have this say like a week ago or something, about a week ago. I'm just kidding. But we're gonna type that up right here. I think what I want to do is move this text down here to the corner, and then I'll just change up the font. What do I want to use? Ooh, I think I liked the one, I think it was here. Oh, I think it was this one here. So let's use this one. And then what I would do then is take the bold off if I can, and then I'll go ahead and come down here and I'll scale it down just a little bit. Place that probably, I think, right there, and it should come with effect. I'm gonna go ahead and mute the music so that way you guys don't hear that and I don't have to think I'm talking over it or anything. So it'll resume, and then this last week thing will pop up, it'll fade out, and then it'll go straight into the cutscene of where they're talking to each other. Now within this program, I know that you can do like a ton of other stuff. So if I actually go to, I think it's more text options, I want to say, or advanced. Yeah, I click the advanced tab, and then I can come in here and I can grab some presets. I can put like, layers to it, make it more bold, it'll change the color. You can do a bunch of different stuff that are already presetted up here, but if you just go to customization, you can go in here, and if you're familiar with Photoshop, you can do a lot of the same stuff here. So you can add like a drop shadow to it and just play around with it. I lately have been playing with the drop shadow, I want to say. I can't remember where it is because I just recently just found it. Oh, it's right here. So let's do the drop shadow for this, and I'm just going to make the distance go a little bit more, and I like to use a black underneath my text, that way it stands out better. And I'll just bump my opacity up and bump the blur, I think, down just a little bit. Let's bring the opacity down a little bit more, and let's go ahead and take a look at it here in just a second. Let's see what that looks like. It's subtle, but you can tell that it's there. It kind of makes it stand out a little bit better. So let's go ahead and play that back and see if that looks different. Ooh, I like it. I like it. And yeah, it'll just go right into the cutscene there. That's so cute. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and render this. And oh, I should probably show you guys that too. Okay, so let's say you wanted to do this for TikTok. What you'll do is you'll come down here to settings. You'll go to change project aspect, click this one right here where it says widescreen, go down to 9:16, click OK, and it's going to put it in the TikTok format. And then you'll just right click your cutscene, go to crop and zoom, and same thing here, click the 9:16, and it'll be centered right on them, and that's what your TikTok's going to look like. So that's how you would go through here and set this up for TikTok. But I'm going to go ahead and render it for this video in widescreen, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in the end. Okay guys, so I'm back. This is what I was talking about when you're gonna keep going back and forth and adding things. So I saw this horizontal open moment here, so I decided to add that to the video. So now I can show you guys what this looks like. So it comes in and it does this nice open shot. And now we are also going to add on the dirty film effect. Now I have two versions here. I've got the very dirty and I've got the dirty film. So I'm actually going to put the very dirty on, and as you guys can see here, it's like a flashback moment going on, and we can go ahead and apply that to every single one of these shots. That way it's consistent, and I think it'll help with the fact that this is a flashback of hers. Maybe she's sitting on her couch and she's reminiscing on this moment that she had with him at the park. So let's go ahead and play that back and see what it looks like with all the effects. Oh, you know what? I need to add it to the first one too. So there we go. So now it's gonna open like this, and it's gonna keep going and showing it throughout all the scenes here. And I just think that it helps. It is a little busy, so if this is too much for you, you can always go in here and kind of tone it down. So let's click this and you can take it and move the opacity down there. So I'll probably go through here and take it down to about 29, I think, to keep it consistent for all of them. Now this is what I mean when you're making machinimas, and this is just me editing a short one, and I think it's 45 seconds, and I have been working on this for, I want to say, almost a few hours now. So yeah, it takes a long time to get these the way that you want, but once you do, you'll be able to get it done a little bit faster. You'll notice that your speed increases when you go in and edit them. So yeah, I'm just gonna move this back to 29 and do it for the rest of them. Alrighty, so now that I've gone through and add all my changes, now we can go ahead and render the video. So what I would do is I would just go to export and I would hit create a video, and then it'll bring me up here. Now, since I'm just saving it to the local device, this is what everything looks like right now. I've already titled it as Machinima tutorial. I'm going to save it in this file. I'm also going to click higher. Now you can go in here and change all the other things as well. And it even has an option to do an auto highlight for TikTok, which is really cool, but I just go in and do my own. But yeah, you can come in here, change all your settings and get everything going, and then you'll just click export and the video will export for you. Alrighty guys, and now we're gonna go ahead and play it back so you guys can see the final version of the Machinima.
I saw you last Monday. Thought you saw me too across the track in the subway. Spring turns fast into fall, and I always wonder how I missed it all. I missed it all. For something stronger, I can't stand to
And there you have it. That's how you guys edit Machinimas. Well, that's how I edit Machinimas. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please leave a like and a comment down below. If you have other questions, also leave those comments down below. But I hope this video was informative. I hope I taught you something, or if you were just curious as to what it looks like to edit Machinimas on the creator's point of view, then I hope I was able to do that for you. But I hope that you guys took something away from this video, and if you did, leave a like. But yeah, that's it for today's tutorial, and I will be talking to you all very soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to become a tugboat if you aren't one already. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.
before closing. Just